Hi, I'm David Hughes.
I'm Laura Hughes, and we have an almost 5-year-old son who is bilaterally hearing impaired. He is aided bilaterally, and we found out during his newborn screening.
And I remember just naively thinking that, he's got a hearing loss and he'll be all right with hearing aids. It's just, like wearing people that are visually impaired, that wear glasses that bring them back to 2020, I naively thought that was just going to be the, okay, this is what we do to fix it. And it's been a real journey from me just naively thinking that to having someone from the state come to your house once a week for 3 years and having psychologists come in and do
the assessments, constant
and,
assessments. And then about 18 months into the journey, we were introduced to the CARE project by the state audiologist. And as much knowledge as had been thrown at us to that point, and as much as we thought we were well equipped to deal with it, I tell people this, after I heard of the CARE project, was introduced, went to a workshop, I think it was the first time that I really exhaled in 18 months. It was the most at peace I believe I ever felt with the situation up until that point. It really was.
I sort of worked with blinders on because she most of the time she would get upset real easy, so I'd just try to, put blinders on and march forward like soldier on. I don't know. I may have just been angry. I really don't know. But I remember going to the CARE project, and I don't want to say I had a chip on my shoulder, but I feel like I sometimes still do. I'm still in denial sometimes. I still go to the audiology, get the test done, and I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking that when he does this next test, it's going to show that his hearing's getting better.
Like he's going to have outgrown it.
I don't know why, and I still have that hope, and I have the dread of it's getting worse.
It's very helpful to see other parents who have gone through it, because I know they have the best of intentions, but when a professional or anyone in a walk of life who doesn't have a child who's hearing impaired or has any disability looks at you and says, I understand, you want to look back and say, no, you don't. And so when you meet a parent, when they say they understand, they understand. And these are people that we would not probably have met otherwise. So we are so grateful.
That it made me feel so good to see that and know that I was really just looking at myself, watching somebody else do exactly what I just did. Sort of come in, not with a chip, but I don't know how to say it, but maybe I was standoffish. I don't know. I really didn't know what CARE. She would read all the CARE project stuff, so. But and just watching someone else experience even if it was just a moment of relief, it was a little bit of relief. And
it is, I think, you could point to any audiologist that you've seen that you love, your beginnings contact, but I still don't think there's been anything that has been as helpful and as therapeutic as the CARE project for us. Most of the time you sit in a workshop or some sort of seminar and you're looking at your watch and you're ready for it to end. I was so disappointed when it came time for lunch. It was such a wonderful morning.
And just the like today they talked about the glue and community. And at the second CARE workshop that we went to, that's when we talked and gave our as like church would say, our testimony. And I felt like people pulled from that, and now some of the people that were there, they're in our support network, and their kids are a little bit older than ours and have already started the transition of school and everything. So we've got a resource now with them to go to. So it's really, for me, it's brought a lot of people together that are using each other's experiences, not only for emotional support, but for actual how to, like the word said, like how to navigate certain systems. We're really we have a lot of anxiety about the public school system, and we don't. That's where some of my anxiety is coming from now, is what to do, because he thrives in smaller groups, and in the larger groups, I don't know if he just gets overwhelmed or what. I don't know what he's experiencing, and that just really, if I could wear his ears for a day or two, then I feel like I could help him more. But
we've already had those conversations today with other parents.
Yeah, today.
Whose children are very early in the public education process. It's just amazing, the connections that have been made. You go and you never see another child with hearing aids in the grocery store, anywhere. And then when you become involved in a group like this, you realize there are people all around you that you just have not crossed paths with yet. So
now my 3-year-old wants hearing aids.
he does.
You know,
He does.
He wants to know where his are, because especially now with everybody else running around here today, you know, and they're so cute. They was coming over on the ferry, and they were getting in each other's face.
I want to see
your hearing aids and everything.
So cute.
And sometimes Gabe shies away from that a little bit, but seeing the other kids do that, and he was just wanting to do it himself, and he's gotten now to where he's starting to put his hearing aids in all by himself, and he wants to do it all by himself. He's my genius. He actually tested out of services at 3 years, which
It's a good problem to have.
it's, you know, it was scary that he's tested out, but I'm also so thankful that he did test out.
And people reach out to me mostly on social media, and they'll say, I have a friend who has a son who's hearing impaired, you should talk to her. And I'll get messages from complete and total strangers. And it makes me feel good to have come to that point, because there was a time when I craved that kind of contact with another family. And the first place I refer them, the very first place, is to the Care Project website. So thank you is woefully short of how we feel about the Care Project, but the only words I can come up with right now is just thank you.